New murder just dropped.
Oh shit! New murder.
New murder.
Who?
The Murdaugh murders. Murdaugh.
Oh, that finished.
Okay.
God damn, Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. It's very annoying.
God.
Fucking stupid ass mic stand. So sick of all these phallic objects. Just
fucking up your day.
Yeah. God.
Yeah.
It's not fucking up my day quite like it's fucking up Maggie Murdoch's day.
Is that the one who got AR-15?
Oh, she got her head blown off or some shit. Yeah. Yeah. Son, he like, there's brain matter. It's like JFK style. Yeah. Like,
That's what happens.
No
when you
one
shoot
knew
someone
he
in
had
the
a
face
brain.
with a shotgun. You know what a double-aught shell is?
It's what happens when what?
You get shot with a shotgun, so it's like someone.
That's right. It goes everywhere. Uncontrollable.
This is what was told to me. In a double-aught shotgun shell, there's little balls in it, right? It sprays.
Sure.
Right. So a shotgun shell, when you shoot it, there's like a bunch of little pellets in there. There's 8.38 caliber. So it's like
it's like really fucked up to kill someone with a shotgun. I think he switched guns. I think he did like a costume change, like mid-murder. He's like, let me change weapons.
The AR-15 is a better one for the situation.
Well, I don't know why he chose different guns for the one for the wife, one for the son.
He probably, this is my two things. Shooting your son in the head with a shotgun is probably, if you had to kill someone with a gun that was your family member,
that's like the worst way to do it.
That's gonna fuck you up. And
so AR-15, is that just clean?
AR-15 is gonna be a little bit cleaner. AR-15 is gonna be a little bit cleaner.
Sure, yeah.
But imagine if I shot you in the face. Imagine if
I
you
don't
shot
want
me.
to picture that.
Imagine if you shot me. This will be easier for you. Imagine if you shot me in the face 8 times.
Is this the Patreon or the? I don't even know at this point.
No, this is fine. Put on YouTube. I'm just giving.
Sure.
Imagine if you shot me. Imagine if you shot me in the face with a 38 handgun 8 times. That's what the damage of one shotgun shell would do to my head.
I don't even know what a 38. What?
It's a small caliber handgun, but it is still. Imagine shooting me in the head.
Yeah, it's brutal. The whole thing is brutal. But you know what I like about this one is that.
What do you like about it? What's your favorite murderer, Ida?
No. See, the thing is I didn't want to watch this. I was persuaded by friends, by our group, to watch this because everyone else had seen it, and I was like, I'm not going to participate in this one. I didn't care about Kohberger because what's nice about it, I was going to say, is like Kohberger kind of fell off. We thought we were really going somewhere with that. We thought that was going to satiate, the appetite, the sick, bloodthirsty appetites of everybody in this country. It did not. Turns out, people don't really care about like the incel academic prototype anymore. That's kind of tired and boring. So instead we did like, this hillbilly successment family. Yeah. It was very, where it's like they have money with law enforcement, but this time it's like, the law enforcement can't get them off of this one because it's too blatantly obvious. There was Snapchat. The technology helped with this one because the retarded one that died who killed someone else it's this family. I mean, never have I seen bigger scumbags. It makes you actually realize like Logan Roy in New York from Succession, like maybe he deserves it. Maybe it should be that guy. Cause these people, I mean, they're so trashy. Like they're so trashy. It's so embarrassing. Like that these are our murderers. Yeah. I want a little bit more sophistication. I want more of a Clinton family.
Well, you're in the middle of nowhere. I just want a little
bit more prestige, maybe.
You've already gotten away with it before. You're in the middle. Didn't somebody in his family get away with murdering somebody before?
Oh yeah, there was also some other gay kid that they might have ostensibly killed the older son, not the retarded son.
You're on opiates. You got away with it before. You're in the middle of nowhere. You got the sheriff's department in your pocket. Like, Yeah. It's not too This guy he's getting a little ballsy.
Which the dad also they pronounce their names all weird. It's like it's spelled like Murdaugh. Like you would think it's a GH, right? So you would think that it's like silent, like Murdaugh, but it's actually they say Murdoch, like Rupert Murdoch, but it's not spelled the same way at all. And then his name is Alex, the dad, but he goes by Alec. Like it's spelled Alex, but you pronounce it like Alec. Like,
what if the lawyer was like, listen, your name is too close to murder?
right. Like, we can't. Well, he was a lawyer.
Yeah.
So the judge
lawyers?
like eviscerated him. I mean, this judge was like incredible. I mean, it was.
He took a little long to eviscerate. I've seen better eviscerations.
Sure, he could have used a little editing in
and he's
post.
like, maybe that wasn't you. It was the opiates. I was like, shut the fuck up. Dude.
Right. Yeah. He's like, many a times, you've put away people for murder or for lesser crimes at this very court. And it's like, yeah, well.
It's like, relax, pal.
It's hard to care about any of this stuff. It's just, I think everybody's so like tired with the malaise and the boring, same horrific news stories we hear every single day. We're so like desensitized that you almost need like a murder to invigorate everybody, because it finally makes you feel it makes you feel alive in a way, like you almost feel connection to your empathy and emotional receptors again, because you're able to personalize the murder around a story and a narrative.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're reading some awful headline, like
some like drive-by shooting,
like the earthquake and fucking that awful earthquake in Turkey, that if you like actually try to process how catastrophic that is, like you're gonna have an aneurysm. It's so impossible to process something that horrific that you almost want to just be like, let me turn my brain off and do a deep dive into John Benet Ramsey. Like it's because it's like you can't deal with the scale of something like who wants to watch BBC's latest coverage of every family dead in another country and it'll be not a news story for longer than a week. Mm-hmm. What is there to say other than insane corruption and nobody checked on the buildings to see if they were up to code? A lot of slipping through the cracks, like of regulations, things like that.
Yeah, nothing's gonna be up to code.
Which it's very depressing. So why not just sink your teeth into a disgusting and horrific and frankly sick appetite that we all have for these awful formulaic Netflix documentaries that in no way enhance our lives. In no way do they help.
They made a Murdaugh documentary?
No, I would love a Rupert Murdoch documentary that isn't like, made by some shill. That would be nice, but we can't have that. So we get Murdaugh, these fucking brain dead hillbillies, frankly, that happen to just be slightly less brain dead than the other brain dead hillbilly. I'm kidding. I'm sure there's actually a lot of smart people in South Carolina. These people, though, the fact that they amassed the wealth that they amassed, being as just tragically trashy as they are, is such a.
It's a very unpopulated place compared to North Carolina, and I went to South Carolina.
I would love to go to South Carolina. I hear it's beautiful.
I drove there. I had to drop off a bunch of concrete fittings at a concrete yard. At 8 a.m. I had to be there at 8 a.m.
You were working in South Carolina?
No, my roommate hit me up and said, "Hey, I'll give you. My landlord said I'll give you a month's rent free if you drive this fucking U-Haul pickup truck with like 2 tons of these like concrete nails in the back of it to South Carolina. But the problem is, it has to be there at 8 a.m. So you got to leave at like fucking 11 at night.
Who the hell is your landlord? Like Victor Bout? Like why do you have to fucking transport like
I'll tell you right now.
You're like smuggling shit.
Yeah, I got a bunch of concrete nails, where the fuck it was, and it was like a pallet.
You pay this guy rent?
Yeah, I paid him $800 a month.
Oh my!
And he was like, "Hey, 1 month free rent. Fuck it."
Fucking pay your rent to Arnold Rothstein.
I just had to drive a thing from point A to point B. It's fine.
Fucking weird. What there could have been bodies in the back, you would have been none the wiser.
He ran a concrete his family ran a concrete company, and they needed to they fucked up an order, and this guy needed this equipment.
He needed his tenant too.
No, the guy who ran the. Well, here's the thing: my roommate, my landlord went with me, but the reason he needed me is because he was narcoleptic.
Okay, stop.
I'm dead serious.
Did you suck this guy off? No, please be honest with me.
No, it's my other.
You don't need to create some whole story about how.
No, I'm dead serious. He would fall asleep at the wheel, so I was like, all right, I'll do it. And yeah, South Carolina.
So why did he drive at all? If he hadn't, what?
Because he was cool for a while, but like he can randomly fall asleep.
He
He's
had
narcoleptic.
flare-ups?
He had flare-ups. So like he could randomly fall asleep because he's narcoleptic.
Right.
He's also my good friend and like my roommate, and like, but he was my landlord at the time. And yes, I drove a bunch like a pallet of like concrete nails to like South Carolina, like 3 in the just driving through the night, dude. Just fucking playing Midnight Rider by Willie Nelson, and just
you live for stuff like this.
Oh, this is my dream.
You live to find out that your landlord is a criminal that wants you to smuggle. You know,
concrete stuff,
concrete, whatever.
Yeah,
it's
like why are these concrete nails
unpopulated?
Yeah. Why are they AK-47s? We could get there.
Were you delivering the guns to Murdoch?
Yeah, I was in people were taking photos of me. I was in a black Mercedes Transit van. No, I get up there. No, but I remember I stopped at this gas station. It was like a scene out of like, there was like a bunch of hillbillies there eating chicken, and the cop was eating chicken with them, and I could see this now. It's a bunch of rednecks up there, dude.
Just eating chicken.
Also, they have a
You're
very
really
cool,
setting a nice scene.
I do like the South Carolina flag. You ever look at the South Carolina flag?
I have not. What does it look like?
Let's look it up. I want your first opinion. I think it's a very pretty
first
flag.
look up of the show so far. That's pretty good. We did 12 minutes without looking something up.
Hell yeah, brother.
If that ain't progress, brother, I don't know what is.
If that ain't country.
What am I looking up? Google. I'm on fucking
South
YouTube.
Carolina flag.
Let's do this. I didn't realize I had all these things open. It's hard to hold this and type at the same time. Gotta figure out something. Oh, very cool.
Isn't that pretty?
Oh my God.
That's one of my favorite flags.
That's like a flag that was made for me. I'm sorry to be that.
It's very like
There's
Arabian
a moon
Nights.
and a palm tree?
Yeah. It's like a very Arabian. It's a
Dude,
very
maybe that's
flag.
what we'll do with the studio. We'll just blow up like a tapestry of the South Carolina flag, and then the Iranian flag pre-Islam, like with the lion. And you know what I mean? And I have no connection to South Carolina, but I feel as though this flag was made for me.
It's a very aesthetic flag compared to other flags. It's simple.
Holy shit.
It's simple. It doesn't have any bullshit stars.
Fucking ambient.
Yeah.
It's like a liminal fucking flag.
Palm tree and a sickle moon.
Dude.
It's very, very pretty.
Dude, I mean, I could jazz it up a bit, but
it's very vaporwave.
You know what I mean?
It's a liminal, it's a liminal space.
Yeah, it's a liminal flag.
It's
liminal flag.
Liminal flag.
Dude, if you light this shit up, you add some fucking
how much
some millennial filter over this.
How much is it? Add a couple
what a
marble
vibe
sculptures.
This is. Yeah. For me, I just put some pillars and turn it into like a fucking
some
Persepolis
like Fiji
model.
water.
Yeah. Add some waves, but I was gonna say there's like a nice little like wave in the background, but it's actually just my computer's really dirty. That's nice.
You thought they had like this like vectored wave, and you fucking numbskull.
Well, I mean, they look at the old Iranian flag. Do you know the old? I mean, Iran's had many iterations of flags. I know that.
But what do you think? I'm an Iranian master, dude.
Well, for the idiots that don't, I'm kidding. But it's very cool. I mean, this is, with the lion.
Yeah, it's a very cool flag.
It's very cool.
I think the Imperial German flag is the coolest flag that's ever existed.
Is that the one with the iron
cross?
Yeah.
It's a good one.
That's a nice thing to say on the podcast.
What?
So
There's nothing
just
wrong
to
with
say that you
cross.
like the fucking,
It was before the Nazis.
I don't know what. But what about the association everyone all the people have out there with
iron crosses? Well, you got to talk to every leather.
Do you know I learned the hard way. I got a necklace that had the iron cross on it, and I was wearing it around LA. Like, fucking, I had no idea. It was like a fucking Tana Mojo dropped
Nobody
some
gives a
necklace that
nobody actually gives a fuck.
It was really like kind of a lame necklace because it had like a weed leaf on it. But I had just started my whatever. Now am I going to be messed with for drug? I don't know what I can say and what I can't. I don't know the rules. Whatever. I wore this necklace, and I'm gallivanting around town with this, apparently this hate image.
It's the Iron Cross doesn't have associate. I mean, it's associated with like
whatever. It had pearls and a weed leaf and like a plant leaf.
Every leather daddy on earth dresses like a Nazi.
The hell's a leather daddy?
Every gay bear, the eagle.
Oh,
like that's the whole aesthetic, dude. Like bikers, like goth kids. How many goth kids wear iron crosses? Tons of them.
I don't know. It looked really cool though. Yeah. I mean, listen, they had good like fashion sense. I hate to say it. It's everyone knows.
Everybody. This is the
Hugo
oldest
Boss.
take.
I mean,
leather boots.
That looked, they came correct with the clothing.
Who's the Reich Marshal of Germany who surrendered to the Scottish? He was dressed in a wizard robe. Did you know about this?
I wanted to say Brandy Melvin.
I can go so deep into Nazi occultism. It is so fascinating.
Okay.
Have we ever talked about this?
Is this just because you've seen a lot of History Channel?
No. First of all, yeah, that was the gateway. That was the gateway drug to little 12-year-old John watching the Hitler Channel all day. But I read an entire book, and I wish I still had the book. You would love it because it was written by someone who obviously really loathed the Nazi Party, which, I mean, obviously, right? They're bad people. But it was almost as if the author was loathing them on a personal level, the same way like Hunter S. Thompson loathed like enemies of his in his writing. He would like personally attack them in the writing in very like sharp ways. Like the author of this book
it was like about tweeting.
Yeah, it was almost like a really sassy, like you could tell it was like some old English guy who was writing about Nazi occultism, but he'd be like Heinrich Hess, and then he'd be like, I don't know if this is actually the one, but and then it would go, comma, a former chicken farmer, comma, and then would like continue with it was just deeply insulting all these
subtly,
it was
fantastic. Somebody, yeah, that's great. I love that.
That was very good. Very, very interesting subject.
Oh yeah, the Holocaust. Yeah,
the Holocaust.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say it's pretty. God,
Ida's sweating in her boots right now. Hearing me go off.
I want to have conversations that should be had. You know, I'd love to add to the Holocaust.
We're not even going to
economy.
We're not even going to. There's no Holocaust.
I have,
I have one Holocaust.
The same opinion as everyone else, but
no, there's
Yeah,
I can go so
the Chris
autistic
Rock
right now.
special was so good. By the way, can we just what a great transition. Speaking of the Holocaust, the Chris Rock special was so fantastic. I don't know if anybody saw it, but I highly recommend. And Tambourine, I remember I think liking it. I don't remember that, but I know I liked this more. This most recent one. I think it was called Outrage or something, which kind of a boomer name to call your special, but it's fine. We don't fault him for that. We don't fault him for being what he is, which is funnier than every other, by the way. I mean, it's crazy that Chris Rock is a boomer, by the way. You watch it with this, you can't shake this feeling that this is an endangered species, like a stand-up comedian that isn't awful and that you don't, want to see maybe be killed or something. It's kind of, or at the very least have a tomato thrown at them would be nice sometimes. Yeah. But no, really, because you did the stand-up comedy now. It does not. I mean, anyone, you're not going to find, when you think about the fact that Eddie Murphy came out with Delirious when he was, 22 or some shit?
Yeah, that's a wild stand-up.
That's insanity.
Too.
That's insane.
The fact that it's on Netflix and the first joke is
yeah, listen, it's one of my favorites. It's I love Eddie Murphy. But you see Chris Rock and you're like, no one's doing this level of stand-up. And know what Dave Chappelle is and Bill Burr is, and there are a few people that are doing really well, but there are only a few. There are really only a few.
I find that when things get intellectualized, that's when things start sucking ass.
What do you mean?
So stand-up comedians, you had the stand-up comedians that had good takes, right, throughout history. But I feel like at some point in the early to mid 2000s, all of a sudden stand-up comedians were seen as voices of the common man or the layman all of a sudden. And and then it was you had these stand-up comedians now being looked at as ideologues instead of just comedians. And then shit started sucking ass.
Yeah, well,
I'll be honest with you. I don't give George Carlin is a very funny man.
Yes.
Okay.
What are you about to say right now?
He shouldn't be in a Stanford think tank. Okay, this is what you know what I mean. But people act like he should be, and it's not fucking.
He was more like a comedic. I don't want to say comedic philosopher or some shit. But he's not. He was not a stand-up in your traditional sense. He was a brilliant stand-up, amazing stand-up. But it's almost as if he was more than that.
Drag me in the comments.
So in some ways, it cancels out the other part because you're almost more impressed with just his intellectual prowess than you necessarily are his parlor tricks as one could refer to stand up as, which it kind of is that. You are saying the same thing every single night in several different cities to different groups of people, and there's a lot of variables, and it's like this, you're saying the same thing over and over, like a mentally ill person.
Yeah.
You kind of have to be a little mentally ill to even care about making people laugh in such an obvious and weird and
everyone I know who's done an open mic is broken in some way.
Yes.
Broken.
For sure.
And it's the same. There's not just open mics and comedy is not just the only thing. Like when I go do jujitsu, a lot of guys there's something missing from them. When I see actors or like musicians.
It's almost like every version of a human being is.
Yeah. If you're not in STEM,
if
you're not in STEM, you're mentally ill. No, you're just mentally ill in a different way if you're in STEM. But no, I'm just saying, like, I picked George Carlin because that's a safe person to pick because he's fucking dead. But the thing is like, there's a lot, there's a lot of comedians I could say this about these days, and like, I feel like this also happened to like cooking. Like you have all of a sudden Anthony Bourdain, who is a brilliant guy, who wasn't not smart or anything, but it was like all of a sudden he wasn't just a chef anymore going around the world.
You said he wasn't smart, or he?
No, he was a smart, very brilliant, charismatic guy, and I liked his politics. All of a sudden he's no longer a chef trying food, and this is by no fault of his own. I'm sure he would think very low of himself compared to his people his audience who elevated him.
Well, there was we didn't have in Anthony Bourdain's like height of fame, we didn't have like a cultural commentator that was like fun and felt like your friend. Like we didn't have like a Fran Lebowitz or like a, somebody very, that has just like a more charismatic and interesting personality and, worldview or outlook on life.
Yeah.
Than, your typical people that are
I understand
on the news.
That need, but like, I don't know.
I got in a Twitter war with the woman that kind of killed him.
Aria
Argento.
You
did? Yeah. I got in some big fight about like feminism when I was a lot younger and a lot more willing to just go at people for no reason on Twitter sometimes.
That's sick, dude.
Well, I don't know why she responded. I don't know if I called her a pedophile or good. She is. I don't know if that had come out yet at the time, because it might have even been before that came out. But I remember just calling her, like, I was very mean. And then that's kind of why I think my Twitter was started to get messed with. Not necessarily because of that. I had many a rift.
Yeah.
Riffs. I had a lot of problems with yelling at people I had no business yelling at online.
Yeah.
It's not good. No,
that's dope. Keep doing that.
No. I've stopped. I've truly stopped doing that. It was fun though. It is really fun to just. I mean, everyone does it. Everybody talks shit online. I wasn't doing it anonymously though, which is a problem.
What I miss is like the days if you and don't get me wrong, I'm not like a big Andrew at the Working fan or anything, but like what I miss when like ideologues were just bastards.
Like just unapologetic like,
assholes. Just like you will get fucked. Like I don't want a charismatic idea. I want someone who's just a motherfucker out there.
Like who? Like, well, wait, are we talking about Anthony Bourdain being an ideologue?
He is.
In what way?
He was seen by a lot of people as that.
What?
Don't give me that.
What was his I don't know. Did he have
he was a very like he was a very
In what way? Did he vote for Obama? Are we going to just like act like that's a big thing? Because he was on CNN. He had Parts Unknown on CNN.
I would say center left on the libertarian scale. Like,
who even wants to diagnose like or appraise his political state? He made fucking,
Kissinger.
He made fucking, Le Cordon Bleu. He went to Le Cordon Bleu.
He did a bunch of coke in the 80s.
He made like a butter sauce, and we all like, he ate Asian food, and he went to certain parts of the world and ate food with his hands, and we all liked him for that. And we all that's very nice.
I think that's what it should be, but I think a lot of people
so
out
that
there
we don't do it ourselves, huh?
I think your opinion of him is like what people should have, but like I feel like a lot of people
he was great for what he contributed to
he's fantastic.
Society.
Don't get me wrong, I love Anthony Bourdain. He's fantastic, but I feel like a lot of people out there are just like, this guy is a philosopher.
Okay, there's that's insane.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm not saying that's probably not an uncommon opinion.
It discredits when people act that way towards somebody, and like when they subscribe to this like idolatry of a human being, it actually discredits the talent that person does have.
Exactly, and I think that's the last opinion he'd have of himself.
Right, and that's with anything. That's not even with a person. That's like with The Office. Like I've never, I haven't really seen The Office, but I've seen episodes here and there, and it's very funny. Like it's very, very funny. And but when you meet your typical like the Office fan, the ones that are really obsessive. I'm like, there's something wrong with you. You know, there's just something wrong with you. And why are you guys all the same? Why are you the same prototype of human being that obsesses over something? You know, that why can't you just appreciate it on a normal level without being insane?
We've lost religion in the masses. This is what the religion used to fill this void.
If you had religion, then you wouldn't be able to watch Steve Carell be insane.
Well, do you know how two smart, like, fucking liberal friends I have that are all of a sudden becoming like Orthodox Jews, like, out of nowhere? It's like,
that's the new, well, like, you know, that's the only way to be rebellious anymore.
Like, dude, I mean, that's cool. Go for it, but like at the same time, I'm just like, can you not see this is obvious? This is just we're living in a liberal hellscape, and you need to find some sort of meaning. And it's like, you know, some people like to sink it into the office.
Listen, as the great Kanye West would say, find God.
Yeah, find God, dude.
You know,
God kicks ass. And remember, the opposite of sin is not virtue, but faith.
Wait, what?
The opposite of sin.
What do I have to process that you just said now?
The opposite of sin is not virtue, but faith.
The opposite of sin is not virtue.
But faith.
Okay, what the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Just believing.
The opposite of sin is what? Benevolence?
Faith.
Pure,
believing in
you know.
Lord.
Huh?
Believing in the damn Lord.
Okay, is what? Is faith not, what is it?
Faith is the opposite of sin, not virtue.
Okay.
People think you got to be a perfect little angel all the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you just got to realize Big J's up there watching after you.
You just have to realize who's your daddy.
Who's your daddy?
And who's going to give you the golden ticket at the end of the day. You better not dishonor him.
I can't hear daddy anymore without thinking about Pedro Pascal. Just fucking...
He is such a daddy.
What is... No, okay, I get it. But like his publicist...
He's a daddy.
Is his publicist like on a whiteboard in his fucking like meeting every day? Just being like, daddy, push daddy every fucking day. Have you seen him in these interviews?
What he looks... Oh, no, I haven't. I have not gone...
I'm your daddy.
He doesn't say that.
He does, dude.
He says that exactly.
Oh, God.
I'm so embarrassed that you're drinking like a fucking Pedialyte and I'm drinking a yellow Gatorade Zero.
It's
which Gatorade Zero is already like a trashy thing to drink, but I chose the lemon lime. It's very good.
I have lemon lime.
I feel very trashy.
I have lemon lime. We're both drinking lemon lime.
Yes, we should be ashamed of ourselves.
It's a good flavor.
Cool Blue is the best flavor. I don't know why I'm talking. It's just embarrassing. You know what I mean?
Gatorlight Zero has two flavors. One's strawberry and one's lemon lime. If you think I'm going to pick strawberry, you're out of your goddamn mind. Strawberry's disgusting.
Okay, well, that's like some other Pedialyte. Like, that's like the baby drink or something.
Yep. It's not just for babies, big dog. It's fucking minerals, dude.
It's for alcoholics, too, that feel like they need a little pick-me-up. Yeah. You know, after their long night of binge drinking and losing their phone.
Daddy's been doing that lately.
And they're oh, God, please stop.
Drinking? Yeah,
always with the drama.
I need to keep it down to like once a week or something.
Yeah, you're not an addict. Stop acting like you have any addictive tendencies.
What I do is I'll go hard for 3 months and then I'll drive. I'll have a horrific drunk driving episode and then I'll stop.
You're addicted to talking about these addictions more than you are the substance.
Possibly.
That is
I'm not,
true.
I'm not just.
Damn, did I just drop a bomb?
Wow, yeah, dude. What a real red pill Ida just shoved in my face.
I'll be thinking about that win for the rest of the night. How about it?
You can take that one home with you. Yeah, Pedro Pascal's annoying.
I like him. I like everybody. I like everyone all the time. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Shut up.
I like everybody all the time. Everywhere, all at once. I don't know. I don't know how. What have we talked about? Nazis. The Last of Us. The Last of Us. I thought the last episode was tremendous.
Don't tell me about it because I'm going to watch it tomorrow.
Okay. Oh yeah. It's very good. I thought it was very good.
Yeah.
I don't care though at this point with the show. It's like I'd rather play the game. It's a good show though.
Game's great, and people who drag the second game.
Last episode was very good. I thought.
I'm really looking forward to it. The people who drag the second game are fucking, just kind of. No.
What are they? A bunch of libtards?
No, it was fucking. It was conservatives actually because there was like a character in it.
You're like the political affiliation.
Dude, I'm all about this.
These gamers.
Dude, Ida, if you took one little deep dive in the video game journalism fucking rabbit hole, it is wild.
What a hell that sounds like.
It's horrific. You know, there's like journalistic standards.
No, I don't actually.
Imagine an industry that's like billions of dollars, and there's zero journalistic standards. There's bribing happening. There's like, it's insane. It's wild.
Yeah, that's most of the world in one way or another. We're just more sophisticated at acting as though there are journalistic standards, whereas there clearly are not.
I took a journalism when I was in college. There was a ethics of journalism class I took. Very interesting. There's you can like break the law.
Yeah, dude.
Like, no, I know you can break the law, but you could break the law for like dumb reasons, like
what do you mean?
Staging a photo, like if you are covering like a drought. I don't know. I could be wrong. This is what I remember. This is the example being used. Is if you're covering a drought and you take like and you see like, you know, the hard caked earth where the cracks are in it and stuff because there's no water there out in the desert. You ever see that? And you take like a bison. Yeah, and you take like a bison skull from home that you purchased and put it on the hard caked cracked earth to make it look more dramatic. Like that's like illegal. It's crazy.
Well, wait, that's illegal or legal?
Yeah, it's illegal because that bison skull wasn't there naturally.
Yeah, I mean, really, truly anything goes, though, in journalism, I think. I don't think there is, in journalism, what a catch-all phrase for something that means nothing now. I don't even know what that means. Half the time I feel like I'm a journalist. I'm disseminating news. Fucking disseminating so much news over here. I mean, please, for the love of God, give me an award. Give me a Pulitzer. Pulitzer?
A Pulitzer. I think it's like a tomato.
Yeah. Caramel. Fuck out of here.
I used to say caramel. Now I say caramel.
God, this is the most ADHD. I don't even know what we're talking. I mean, we're like out of our minds right now.
I had 2 shots of espresso. Ida's.
I'm in a great place. I'm in a very great place mentally.
Me too. I'm okay.
I don't know if that's true. It's just something I say sometimes.
Yeah, no, that's good.
It's like taking a.
It's manifesting.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which whole
let's give the audience something.
What do you mean?
Let's give them what do we got in the docket?
I mean, there's some other stuff. There's Woody Harrelson, on SNL.
What did he do?
I don't know if I care to go into that. He said some shit about like the big plague.
COVID? Woody Harrelson's talking about COVID?
Yeah, he had
his
some
dad blew JFK's brains out of his back of his skull. What's he got?
Allegedly in Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
jury's
out.
How are you the son?
No, it's very
of a
cool.
fucking mafia hitman, and you're such a massive pussy.
He's not. What do you mean he's a massive? I love Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson? You're talking about COVID on Saturday Night Live?
No,
like
he was saying that the pharmaceutical industries have profited significantly.
Oh, sick. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know about that. No, but I lean towards pro pharma on Saturday Night Live. I lean towards pro pharma. If it's on Saturday Night Live and they're talking about I just assume it's pro pharma. I'm going to correct myself. My bad.
Yeah, why don't you come correct,
Woody,
John?
Woody,
why don't you give a public apology?
I'm Woody Harrelson.
To America's sweetheart, Woody Harrelson.
I'm going to directly apologize. Woody, I'm so fucking sorry.
Yeah.
I want to see that. What did he say?
And for dishonoring your criminal father's legacy.
No, that's cool. Your dad's a badass.
I think I thought I saw Woody Harrelson like playing some part in like a JFK movie that they were shooting in Dallas.
No.
Like, when I lived there, and then I never heard about it again.
Wow.
I've never heard. I'm gonna try to. Does Tubi have a JFK section?
There's got to be an entire JFK.
I've been watching so much Tubi and Pluto. It's crazy.
UFOs, aliens. There's got to be everything.
They have an entire Johnny Carson channel. So now I want there to be a Dick Cavett channel.
I'm a Dick Cavett guy. Me and Devin are watching Dick Cavett.
Wait, what are you talking about?
You just think you're cool because you know all these 1960s
No, because Devin would never do something like that with me.
Well, no. Well, what we did is we were watching Pedro Pascal interviews, and then I was like, look up Charles Bronson interview, and we turned on the Dick Cavett interviewing Charles Bronson, and immediately Charles Bronson's
I've never seen that one.
He's a very in-depth
Dick Cavett was a really smart guy. Like he was a really, really cool person and very intelligent. I love that Sopranos episode where Tony has on Katharine Hepburn on the Dick Cavett show.
Mm-hmm.
When he's watching TV and eating ice cream, and he's just sitting there watching it. Oh, God. I'm gonna do this. I'm feeling a Sopranos rewatch. So if you want to join in,
we're gonna do it. And I promised Dev I would. And the best Dick Cavett interview we saw, we watched too. But the second one we watched. Maybe just watch
it alone. Maybe watch Sopranos alone because it's a very solitary. No, it's not. It's not that. I'm saying it's a great thing to do as a solitary experience.
You should watch Band of Brothers with me.
Yeah, that'll do.
You're much better.
What were you saying?
Dick Cavett interviewing Michael Caine on his movie Zulu. Guess who's sitting next to Michael Caine while Dick Cavett's interviewing him?
Who?
Will Chamberlain.
What? Who's that again?
The basketball player. The one that played for the Lakers. He's like the highest scoring basketball player. He got like 100 and something.
Sitting next to Michael Caine?
Yeah.
Or Charles,
Michael Caine is talking about his film Zulu, which is a movie about the Zulu Wars in Africa in the 1970s.
Oh,
sitting next to an NBA player.
That kind of.
And Michael Caine is visibly uncomfortable.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because he's going like, in England when this movie came out, it was seen as a movie about war. I mean, you brought it to America.
Well, luckily, they had Dick Cavett there as a just smooth things over as he does.
Dick Cavett kept going, what do you think of this? What do you think of this?
Just say it.
Hey, Will. Just say the word.
Dick Cavett. Say it. I was watching, by the way, Marianne Williamson just announced that she's running for president. She really is such a
Get her
queen.
in there.
There's this guy I follow on Twitter. His name's like River Page, and I think he's like an East Coast like gay intellectual or something, and he like writes on Substack, and I like him a lot. I like the stuff he says, and he was saying that there's something, I'm paraphrasing his tweet here probably badly, but he was saying there's a distinctly feminine quality that or feminine charisma rather, that Marianne Williamson exudes that is not, it's dissimilar to that of like, someone like Hillary Clinton who tries very hard to exude a masculine quality, and in fact it's a disservice to her because it comes off very disingenuous, which it is. She really should just be
femininity.
She is kind of the devil.
It's about love and peace and being a mommy and taking care of your children and all that's matronly. Marianne Williamson has a matronly energy. And
what did you just say to me?
What?
On this being feminine is, excuse me?
Yeah, it is. Being a woman, being a man, the man.
I know that's the cool thing to say these days, and I know it's very uncool to be like,
what?
To not be, I'm not like a anti-natalist or anything, but I don't think that that's like the entire essence of being feminine.
No, I know that, dude. I'm saying is women care for people. And women,
sure, yeah, they are caretakers.
Women don't commit violence. They're nurturers.
That's right.
They're not there. They're there to help.
Matronly. I mean, what a word.
They're there to help.
Why don't you just say ugly?
No. Men are strong, and we hunt deer.
We bring home the bacon.
We bring home the bacon, but sometimes that bacon is like a genocide or something. Women don't commit genocides. There's never been a genocide ever that was started by a chick.
But Hillary Clinton would. Like,
Find me one, actually. No, Hillary Clinton, exactly. Hillary Clinton is like...
Boy, did she try to get that right.
I'm going to even up the playing field by being the first woman to, carpet
It was actually probably Hillary Clinton that was the reason that Bill Clinton didn't help with Rwanda, I bet. That's just me being a bitch, but it's
well, it was probably the reason why he helped too much in Somalia.
Rather, everything he's ever done is probably at her behest or at her request, and then it's basically he just became president because he was like Rico Suave, and then he wants to fuck a lot of women, and she's probably always fine with that.
That's fine.
I imagine.
I picture Marianne Williamson like if I was to be wounded. She'd put like a hot towel on my head.
Yes,
that's Marianne Williamson. She's and while I'm
metaphorically
wounded,
do that for this country.
Exactly.
If given the opportunity.
I'm America. I'm a wounded gazelle. I'm seeing the tunnel, the light, and it's a shadow goes over the tunnel, and it puts a warm towel on my head, and it's Marianne Williamson, and she goes,
really setting a scene here, Johnny. Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah,
and
that's what she'll do as president. She'll put a hot towel over everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah. What I've realized is that like regardless of what your stance is on fiscal policies or the economy, I realized that on the whole, these things don't really matter to people. They do matter to people, but they're ignored, right, by the people that kind of choose who the president is going to be. So if we're not going to have any like sort of any sort of like economic basis with which to choose a president, like if that's not going to be what's important to us, if what's going to be important to us is like the pomp and circumstance and the pageantry and the like the crazy cultural stuff, then why not like pick someone who's like culturally very cool, and she is. Yeah. So what if you don't want to like? If you're not down with her like FDR plan, it's like if we're gonna choose someone who's like fun or interesting or has a unique quality or a personality, which is what really everybody was after with Trump, is like they wanted somebody that they for really at this point I'm like I will vote for whoever's the funniest.
Dude,
which
who
would
do you
be
think
Trump,
is gonna
but I'm not going to do
shake
that.
Fucking
Maybe if
Putin. Who do you think's gonna shake Putin? Marianne Williamson.
Yeah.
Imagine that chick having a sit down with Vladimir Putin's used to talking like terrifying statesmen or whatever. Like, like he's sitting down with like Trump and like Xi Jinping and shit. And they're like, he's like threatening like the chancellor of Germany with dogs.
You bring Marianne Williamson in
Marianne
there.
Williamson goes in there and is like, and looks at him and goes, I love you.
Yeah. She will soften the darkest of souls.
What if he just like breaks down and starts weeping? Like with like a, have you seen that Maria
Probably.
Abramovich?
No.
There's like a Maria Abramovich like art installation where like one of her ex-boyfriends walks in and they don't even say anything. They just start weeping at each other.
Yeah.
Like that's what it'd be like if Marianne Williamson met
right.
Putin,
She just goes everywhere and she heals the world.
She doesn't walk, she floats slowly.
Yeah. She'll get the she'll give the aliens like a reading. Yeah. They'll be like, that's okay. We don't want to fuck with you guys anymore.
You need to give her a long dress and then like a hoverboard, so it just looks like she's just floating.
Yeah. Well, she's like a short girl with a short skirt and a long jacket. Like she's hot. She's like, and by the way, oh my God. I mean, I've never seen a woman close to her age that looks like that. I mean, she looks.
How old is she?
She looks so good.
How old is she?
She looks so good.
How old is she?
She's so stunning. And not that matters, but it doesn't hurt either for the country.
Is she a natural beauty?
Yes. And I mean,
what a lovely woman.
You know what it is? She's one of those people that the inside looks like the outside. Do you know what I mean?
That's exactly.
And that is such a rare quality. Yeah. And then to insert that into the political sphere would be such a chasm in a good way. Like it's just what we need. We need a hot president to really, and one with a moral compass is a nice added bonus.
Oh my God, what a fucking
day. I don't even want to degrade her by saying stone what is it?
That's a happy
stone
woman.
Cold fox. Is that a man though? That's what you say about a man,
well,
right?
It could be Stone Cold Fox.
Okay, well she's a stone cold. Oh, we're not even showing her. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's happiness. Happiness does that.
God,
too.
Google
happiness
images
keeps you young.
Sucks so much.
Yeah,
doesn't
I know.
it?
DuckDuckGo kicks ass. Dude.
Every time I try to look something up on Google Images, like I try to zoom in and it doesn't work. It like zooms out. It's very annoying. Okay. Look at her. I mean, she's a radiant goddess. I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know what to say.
I want to marry her.
Just stunning. I mean, an amazing orator as well. I mean, this was like Oprah's like, I don't know, like spiritual. You know what? I watched her on Charlie Rose today. She did a short little interview with Charlie Rose in the 90s. I can't believe I'm saying this. She looks better now than even she did then, and she was stunning then.
Wow.
So it's like now, I mean, it kind of just shows you what like being, centered and good genes too, I'm sure. But being, at peace with who you are as a person and what you're doing with your life, it shows on the outside. She looks like she's not had stress, and I'm sure she has, but she just knows how to deal with things in a way that I think would be very beneficial. To the White House, and everyone's like, well, do you agree with her economic policies? It's like, listen, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Well, she has a good one. I mean, she wants to kind of put this country back at like an FDR level, but she doesn't give into the culture war nonsense. And she doesn't, she doesn't care to deal with the nonsense. And she's also, I mean, sharp as a fucking tack. What more do you want?
That's what we need.
What more do you fucking want, people? I mean, God.
I just had an intrusive thought where her running mate is going to be like Ice Spicy or whatever.
Who?
That rapper with the orange afro.
I don't know who that is. I don't know who these people are, John. What are you trying to like? You bring Carrot Top or somebody into this situation? Into this? You want to just ruin the aesthetic appeal we have? No, let's throw a ginger in there as her running mate. I mean, what a way to just ruin the essence of everything she.
I don't know.
The beauty. Beauty will save the world.
Shit. Yeah, no, she's killing it.
Dostoevsky, huh?
Okay, relax.
But I mean, it's also
Chekhov.
Mugler.
Zizek.
But I hope she wins. That would be cool. It'd be cool. But then you have, I mean, she won't, but it'd be cool if she did. I mean, I don't know. They might find some way to like, mess with her if she starts to rise in popularity. But the more I think about it, I'm like, the next election is really not that far away. Or what are you thinking about right now?
spacing out. Sorry, Marianne Williamson had me in a trance.
Yeah, I'm sure it was Marianne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. God.
It wasn't some other.
Yeah.
John's over here daydreaming about Putin.
Yeah.
You know.
Fucking Putin. What's the deal with what else we got? What else we got?
Oh, are you sure you went to therapy today?
Yeah, I went to therapy today.
Right.
What else we got? What do we got?
Well, I don't know. I love Marianne Williamson. God, do I love going down the Charlie Rose. If you go to the Charlie Rose website, like every interview he's ever done is on there. It's like its own Tubi.
That's cool.
He has like his own Tubi channel.
He has a really good UI.
Yeah, it's called charlierose.com. It's called What the Fuck Do You Know About Anything, .com. It's the best. I miss him so much. God, I grew up every night, my mom watching Charlie Rose, like every night. And I loved it. There's such a peaceful, it's just peaceful. Like I kind of want to make this whole area black. Like I want to do like a black,
what if we had
to Charlie Rose, but not just because it's just aesthetically nice.
We should have a 2-camera setup where every time we do a podcast, it looks like we're interviewing each other. Like it goes back and forth between you and me. Like we're sitting opposite of each other in chairs.
Yeah, and we're just like long pauses and nothing makes sense.
Yeah, and then like
it's a descent into madness.
Yeah, when you start going, like the camera gets closer to your face to make you look more sinister, like shit like that.
And you just start putting like the Twin Peaks music on, and then we just become really obnoxious culture vultures, and everything becomes No, I mean, I don't know. I have so many ideas for this, but I'm not somebody that like is good at the doing part. I'm good at the thinking of the thing that needs to be done part, but then the doing, the
That's where I come in. Give me a year, and we're gonna have a commercial space. Give
me like 8 years, and we'll really spruce the place up.
No, we'll have a commercial space in a year.
Yeah. Oh, commercial space. Yeah.
We've
had opportunities to record in very nice studios, but
no,
I'm just such a grassroots person that I have not.
Do you know how cheap commercial spaces are? If we pool our money together,
I never took advantage. Huh?
We can pull our money together, build out a little studio. It'd be great.
Yeah, it's another BPD thing to say. Just we can just spend $10,000 and travel to Thailand and
not that.
Why not? Why not? Let's go to Phuket. You just, that's going to be tomorrow with John. It's very cute, actually. I like that you have an imaginative.
I'm very optimistic, and Ida loves to kill my optimism as much as humanly possible.
That's not true. I try to bring you up and elevate and empower you.
Yeah, sure.
To live your best life. All the time.
Liminal spaces.
Yeah, what about them?
Did you get the video I sent you today?
No, I didn't.
With the creepy Arctic Zone liminal space.
I should look at it.
It's so good, dude. I keep trying to find the horror cuts because I think liminal spaces I'm bored of now. I want them to be like. I want there to be. You want there to be
more. I kind of found myself wanting a little more darkness.
Yeah, I wanted
within the discomfort. I wanted a little more. I wanted a little more shock value.
Yeah, there's some I've seen where it's like very scary, and I'm just like, what the fuck.
Well, I realized that the liminal spaces in the back rooms are like essentially the same thing, kind of.
Yeah, well, you know what's
liminal
funny
spaces are just more aesthetic, I guess.
Well, liminal spaces are an evolution of vaporwave.
That's right.
Aesthetic.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I can't.
I love how all this shit. It's such a weird like cultural zeitgeist. Like it's so strange.
Yeah, we're just in such a zeitgeist. Yeah. Gen Z is out there trying to secure their spots in the zeitgeist, aren't they?
Yeah, Gen Z kicks ass. They're gonna be the first. They're gonna be the last generation
Which
not be genetically modified, huh?
I'm like sitting there like Gen Z sucks, and I like look at some. I'm like, oh,
you are Gen Z.
Yeah, like
you're like
kind of, but not really.
You're the beginning
I'm
of
really
Gen Z, aren't you?
Yeah, some shit.
You're the brand.
Or whatever. Some studies say that. Some will still lump me into millennials, but then
I'm a
the jury's out. Nobody really knows. I identify
as is Gen Z.
As a millennial.
No.
As the young.
I'm gatekeeping. I'm not letting you in. Wow. You're not allowed. No, you're too fucking Z. Dude.
I am not Z.
You're Z'd out, dude. You're a Zoomer.
Z.
Zoom.
World War Z. Zoom. God, do you want to watch Xenon later? Or do you want to watch Stepsister from Planet Weird? Because I was watching it and you'd really like it. No, you'd really like it because it's just like Unsolved Mysteries, but with like a tween kind of kind of vibe. It's kind of a liminal space.
You know we're going to go up there and watch season 12 of Walking Dead. That's what's going to happen.
I'm absolutely not participating in that fucking
I'm watching it with my sister and brother-in-law. It's very
honestly,
fun.
it's actually a sign of like mental degradation to watch that show. To watch that stupid.
I mean, I'm after like season 4, I think we're going to stop.
Every 5
that was the funniest thing. Ida keeps doing this thing where we'll watch Walking Dead and Ida comes in and she goes...
I don't want to be left out, and I'm not watching it, so I gotta be a zombie.
What it is. It's great. What it is me and Devin.
I am gonna miss it when it's gone. So I can't do my one impersonation.
Me and Devin are like, we like zombies, and then Ida's like, I'm a zombie too. And she comes in.
What about me?
What about me? I'm a zombie too. It's literally like a cat.
How can I make this about me?
Oh, God.
Anyway.
I love that queen.
What, me?
No, Marianne Williamson, you sicko.
They can't see. It's not on the screen anymore.
Oh, boy, to get your laptop.
What else is on the... Wait. Okay. I didn't really write much else down. Trump was at CPAC, killing, murdering, absolutely destroying. Best stand-up comedian on the planet. Huh? CPAC?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went and he killed, I'm saying. Like, his poll numbers he's coming, there's a big comeback happening. Frankly, between Trump and Marianne Williamson, I don't even know who's more, huh?
He went to East Palestine.
He did, what a great move. Didn't he like make that law though, where like Joy Behar, I mean, God, what a fucking, the scum of the earth, that woman. But she like blamed all the people in East Palestine because they like voted for Trump, and so everyone's
Fuck those people.
What?
Like
Joy Behar?
Yeah, fuck you, Joy Behar.
I thought you were going to agree with her. Be like, fuck those people who voted.
Oh my God, shut up,
Joy.
I
mean, well, I don't know how that woman is still alive. I don't know why you know why? Is like you look at a woman like her and you're like, you actually, like, she seems like a person that's stressed out, but you realize like she's never felt an iota of stress her entire life. It's just the way she speaks. She seems like someone who has stress because her voice stresses you out. Yeah, it's that Yenta accent and the fucking, it's their fault. They voted for. I mean, she's got that shrill, disgusting. It's like, just please go back in your hole and just eat your pasta and do your, Her hair has never changed in 14, 15, 25, 30 years. She looks.
Oh yeah, she still has the red hair.
Maybe it is adrenochrome. But yeah, so Trump he's coming back. He's coming back.
We got videos.
He needs a return to Twitter, I think, if he's going to really... if he's going to take down these hoes, it's got to be on the internet in some capacity.
I have a feeling he has a... Well, I heard they're like workshopping his first tweet.
Are they?
I heard that. I heard they're workshopping it. He has a team workshopping his first tweet. This
is what needs to happen. It needs to be stream of consciousness. It can't be thought out. It can't be... Nobody can be orchestrating this. It has to be... from the heart.
Trump's first tweet's gonna be tangy barbecue Doritos. Love them.
Dude, what if he did some shit and said like me and Marianne Williamson?
If it was Trump, Marianne Williamson,
take down the house.
That would kick so
she would never. She's like a moral human being. She's not involved in the troll.
What if it was
culture on the internet?
What if it was like he's like both of us are there's no vice president, we're both president.
Yeah.
And like what if it was like an odd couple kind of thing? And,
that'd be kind of cool.
She was like scolding him, and she's like Trumpy. And he's like sorry, maybe.
Well, we have to write fan fiction about it because nothing is real.
I'm gonna
and
write
nothing
fan
matters.
fiction erotica about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, Trump's cool.
No, she's literally an ethereal goddess sent from some.
Yeah, she's she should be wearing a headdress.
Plane. Yeah, she's just frankly, we don't deserve her, but she's just you could tell she talks about her dad a lot. She was raised with a lot of values, and so that just feels like she's different from everybody in the game. I hope she takes it, but I don't know what's gonna happen. What was that? Did you hear that?
It was me opening my vape pods because I'm gonna have to change mid sesh. I think running out of juice.
God,
yeah.
God, what an embarrassment we are.
Oh, we're not an embarrassment.
to the
listen, guys, I inhale chemicals like
imagine
on the
great
reg.
generation.
So
Gotta switch my vape pod mid-ep.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. You know, imagine like my grandfather in the Battle of the Bulge, like switching vape pods.
But it's like, what would he do if he were in your place? Do you know what I mean? He wouldn't be in battle. So what is he gonna do? Not switch his vape pods mid-episode?
I think I'm
That's like crazy.
You know, he was like switching magazines on a machine gun. We were here doing this, but
yeah.
You know, I think I think he had.
He was handing Murdoch a different gun.
Yeah.
Why don't you use this one?
That's twisted. That's a twisted thing.
What's twisted is the video, the body cam footage. Which what a great, by the way, what a great technology. Oh yeah, dude.
I didn't see that.
I could sit there and watch body cam footage for hours. It's disgusting.
Have you watched the body cam footage of them going into Michael Jackson's house?
No, that sounds incredible, and that sounds like a liminal space. By the way,
Ventura Sheriff Department.
By the way, body cam, like the pixelation makes it look like a liminal space.
A little bit sometimes.
A little bit sometimes. I
mean,
right?
Neverland.
Except there's people in it. So
Neverland
that
was anything but liminal. There's a lot of shit going on everywhere in that place.
Yeah, you mean a bunch of hits being made.
Architectural Digest nightmare. That fucking Neverland Ranch. Era's thing. Turn that on, Jamie.
What? No.
It was great. No, there's like pinball machines every 2 seconds.
Oh, the body cam footage? Sure, yeah, that we can do.
There's gumball machines and fucking, you know, there's like a statue of Laura Croft and fucking, you know, there's.
I don't want to exploit Michael Jackson, actually. I don't want to exploit his death.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I defended that guy for fucking years. And then the documentary comes out and I was like, ooh. Let's
look at the Murdaugh. Like, come on. Do you want to just dead
the responding
Oh my God, look at this guy.
Jesus Christ, he looks like fucking.
He looks like a fucking, like he should be in The Walking Dead. I mean, look at this guy. Holy shit. Look at his fucking, look at this guy. I mean, you could just look at this guy. You're like, what a worthless, like, nothing of a human being. All of them. All three of them. I mean, like, I'm not even just saying this because they murdered two people brutally. I'm just saying it because, well, that too. That doesn't help. But I mean, look at him. I mean, God.
Morning, Alec Murdoch is behind bars.
Yeah, he's a big cracker. Oh my God, he must be in the Aryan Brotherhood already.
Attorney begins serving 2 consecutive life sentences for double murder.
I agree with the life. There's no joy in
good, honey.
any court proceeding, but I think there's relief that the right decision was made.
Murdoch found guilty on all charges for killing his wife Maggie and son Paul.
And that guy actually killed this beautiful fucking, girl that killed her on a boat. This guy rocked. This guy was like, he really gave him the business. It was great to watch.
He was a sleepy Joe, that guy. I'm sorry.
Who?
Sleepy
Why
judge.
were you not? You were like all about it at first, and then you kind of like you were just mad that he kept talking.
He went on for too long.
You hate when people keep talking.
Yeah, I got ADD.
That's how I know you hate me deep down.
He's like, yeah, look at this.
No, he was great. I mean, there is not. I mean, if you just the dilated sociopathic pupils in this man's eyes.
Imagine if it was Judge Joe Brown.
There are no bounds, huh?
Imagine if it was Judge Joe Brown. Oh my God, he really does.
Who does what? All of them. All of them have those the demon eyes. The demon eyes.
Over the weekend in these
they are not of this earth.
Photos, walking dogs in Hilton Head. Questions still remain.
I mean, the woman too. I hate to say, I'm R.I.P., but that woman I feel very sorry for. The housekeeper that died.
Facing some 100 charges for financial crimes, including stealing millions from his former law firm and clients.
Was I also stealing money that I shouldn't have? Yes, sir.
The jurors in the case visited Murdoch's hunting property where the murders happened.
So much money.
And were presented with mountains of evidence, including a cell phone video that was perhaps the most pivotal. The video filmed on Paul's phone at the dog
and then the
kennels
dad's voice
Alex
was in the
Lewis
background.
Heard in the background, along with Maggie and Paul, just minutes before their murders.
Got a bird in his mouth.
Murdoch
there he is.
He wasn't there that night.
That's it. That's all it took to put him away.
Yeah.
I did lie to them.
Well, Alec Murdoch will remain here for at
why
least 30 days
do we have to pronounce it Murdoch? And why is his name Alec when it's spelled Alex?
I don't know.
Weird. Very weird. So I know it's a stupid thing to fixate on, but
some weird South Carolina. They actually, I believe the.
Oh yeah, they have an island where the last languages. Is that what
I think that's
saying?
Virginia, but I think that's a very the accent down there is a very old English accent.
It is, and they have that tiny little island essentially off the coast of it. I think right that where they still speak like. You can't understand a word they're saying.
Like
did you show me that video?
I did show that.
Yeah, you did. You always show me cool stuff like that about like regional.
I kick ass. I think I could very easily see Alec in like a red coat. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Getting killed by Mel Gibson in The Patriot.
Yeah, I mean, see the thumbnail right there?
Fops.
That's the picture of him that is just like, I mean, what a
God.
Look at that guy. Look at that blob of a human being.
The trees are speaking.
He lost some weight, though, I will say. He looks good post-murder. It's one of those stories where it's like you almost don't mind looking into it because there was some sort of justice done in the like that. Not that the woman that was brutally killed, but no one deserves to be brutally killed by their father. But the story of the son brutally, manslaughter. He committed manslaughter on a boat, driving incredibly drunk. Killed that poor girl. I mean, my God, I can't believe I wasted any of my time watching these documentaries. So the fact that I'm bringing it up now, I apologize. Sometimes I just suddenly realize I'm like, what the fuck am I talking about? Why am I paying any attention to this? It's meaningless and it has nothing to do with me. Do you know what I mean?
Word, Queen.
It's one of those things where I'm like, why can't I stop watching these? It's like rubbernecking when you see an accident on the side of the road.
I mean, you
can't look away. God, get it out of here. And then I have these things where I'm like, I can't do this anymore. It's like when you watch too much reality TV and then suddenly you just have a break.
I love First 48 because I feel like that's like, I don't care about rich people killing each other. I want the street people.
Why?
Because it's closer.
Stakes are so much higher when it's the people running the world.
Says you. There's a detective out there who's literally like his marriage is being ruined right now because he needs to find the murderer.
Well, those are more.
He needs to solve a 30-year-old murder.
Yeah, I mean, but those are more. Those are almost more tragic because they're like real human beings' lives that you're watching unravel. Whereas here, it's kind of like. So all these people controlling all these funds and the trickle down effect is like what's so interesting about it because it kind of does have like a cataclysmic effect on like a larger, broader group of people.
Well, it's also
and so
interesting.
then that's kind of interesting. Or it's just a justification for watching something that I have no business watching. That's all it is.
But I think
I'm just like, well, it's like they run society.
Yeah.
Like, well, these hillbillies run the world, and it only makes sense that I would indulge in this.
I like the cold case files and stuff like that because you actually see like how detectives work. And I remember there's a really good one that was a guy who was on the sex offender registry in San Bernardino, and the detective was Iranian. He's an Iranian guy with like an accent. It was like
that's unlike most, but you must have been a really selfless Iranian man.
Dude, he kicked ass.
Was he a detective and a jewelry shop owner?
Dude, yeah, he owned a vape. He owned a vape shop, and he was a detective with the San Bernardino Police Department. No, but he did this thing where so if you're on the sex offender registry and you're on parole, you have to, stay at your address. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can't be out partying. You got to be at your address every night. Like on call. Yeah. They have to know where you're at all times, generally. You know what I mean? So this guy,
not if you're the detective. If you're
the detective, if you're the parolee.
If you're the sex offender.
The sex offender. Right. If you're a parolee. So this guy, he went to this detective went to this dude's house, and he was like, the first thing that was out of place was his room was spotless.
Well, you told me this story, and then he found under the pillow.
I'm telling the audience this story now because it's an amazing story.
You said it on the podcast.
I did?
Yeah,
Dude,
did.
goddamn.
Another win for me, folks, huh?
Yeah, look at you.
And on that note, we're going to take it to the Patreon for the next episode. Yeah, so let's...
God, this flew by.
Join us there. Time. We launched the Patreon. It's officially out. There are a few tiers.
We've been doing this for weeks.
Prepping, and we'll continue this over there. How long have we done? We've done 103. I think that's sensible.
That's great.
Is that sensible?
That's sensible.
Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. We'll be talking about various mental illnesses and murders and, political warfare in the next one. So please join us over there. I think it's patreon.com/the Ida Hour. Is that an official plug? Am I officially plugging? I am officially plugging it. It is my show. Why would I not use my show as a vehicle for myself? All right, guys. Well, this has been very exciting. I hope your father doesn't blow your head off with a shotgun or an AR-15 or any weapon of any sort.
We have cool plans.
Yeah.
This goes beyond the Patreon. We're thinking of some fun things in the future that we're going to do. It's going to get very exciting.
It's going to get very exciting.
Including guests and other things.
Yes, there's going to be a lot of guests coming up.
Some cool stuff. So,
I decided to finally, flip through my Rolodex and hit some people up, hopefully. But, it's Rolodex, right?
Yeah.
No.
I used to call it a Flipadex when I was a kid.
Flipadex.
I like calling it makes more sense. It's a flip.
Flip, yeah. Yeah, why not? All right, good night. Good luck.